Do subscribe to Ekeeda channel and press bell icon to get updates about latest engineering, HSC and IIT JEE main and advanced videos.
Hello students, today we are studying chapter Study of Animal Tissue. We will be studying today's topic types of neurons based on their function. Remember, behind your ears, if somebody is saying you anything, you hear that information. So the neuron present over there is your sensory neuron. So there are other types of neurons present: sensory, mixed, nervous. Today we'll be studying about all of them. Depending upon the function or what work they actually carry, neurons can be basically divided into three different categories. Now the first category of neurons is your sensory neurons. So sensory neurons, where it could be present. If I talk about sensory organs, it is your nose, ears, skin, you'll say all of them. So the neurons that are gradually present at these regions are your sensory neurons. So for example, if someone is telling you something through your ears, so the neuron that's going to catch up that information for the first time is your sensory neuron behind your ears. There are something which are motor neurons. Now motor neurons, basically what they do is they carry information to your CNS or central nervous system, if I could say. And mixed neurons are associated between motor neurons as well as your sensory neurons. Types of neurons that are based on their functions. Now, if I study about the types of neurons based on function, I could say that there are three different types: sensory, mixed, and motor. So the potential changes that are propagated along the membrane of nerve fibers, that is your axons, Schwann cells, cell body, is basically termed as nerve impulse. Now, depending upon the location where this nerve impulse is present and what function it is carrying out, neurons are divided into three different categories. The first category is your sensory neurons. Now, if I look around sensory neurons, they are also called as afferent neurons, something which intake the information. Now, whenever they intake the information, an example of sensory neurons could be your ears. You always hear the information of anything through your ears. For example, if somebody is calling you or somebody wants something out of you, they'll always speak up. So whenever that information goes to your sensory neurons or ears, that information is gathered by it. And then this information is further processed down to CNS or central nervous system. For example, if someone is asking you to pass down a notebook copy, they will ask for that particular notebook copy. Your sensory neuron, which is present behind your ears, will gather that information. Now they will send it to your brain or CNS, and once they send it to your brain or CNS, your CNS basically process that information, that which book they want, where that book has been kept, do I want to give that book, and finally the further procedures are carried out. They are basically situated in the sense organs. Now sense organs: ears, nose, skin, etc. Your motor neurons. Now, motor means something which has movement in it. For example, your hands and legs. So, motor neurons are also termed as efferent neurons, or neurons that are associated with organs that actually do voluntary movements. Now, these neurons basically carry impulses away from CNS, or they carry information towards the different muscles, legs, hands of your body. A simple example, for example, if you want to play football, now that is, you're going to do it with your legs. So firstly, you'll think about playing football. Your brain is going to process that information that yes, I do have to play football. That information from your brain would be passed down to the motor neuron that's present in your thighs or legs simply, and that motor neuron will basically now carrying the process of playing that football game. So it eventually starts with somebody telling you that let's play football, which is also done by your sensory neuron. Then eventually the mixed neurons come into picture, and finally your motor neurons. The third part, motor neurons also are present in your spinal cord, and they always carry information up from the CNS towards the effector organ. Now, effector organ in case of playing football would be your legs. While you're writing your exam paper, your effector organs could be your hand. The third type is your mixed neurons. Now, mixed neurons has something to do with CNS and something other to the organs. They contain, or they just carry impulses or information in both the direction, or they are multipolar, if I could say it simply. They carry information between the CNS or central nervous system and the organs. So students, in this part of the chapter, we did study about three different varieties of neurons. First were the motor neurons, second were the sensory neurons, and the third were mixed neurons. Where they are present, how do they function, and how do they coordinate, we did study about it today. I hope you all are clear with this concept. Thank you.